GetTechMag. iPhone 5C vs Moto X. Sometimes the rumor mill is a little off the mark. Motorola's Moto X was originally thought to be a high-powered superphone that would make geeks salivate. When the phone actually arrived, though, it brought same specs and more focus on the user experience. Apple's iPhone 5C was rumored to be an aggressive play at the budget smartphone market. What we actually got there, though, was a phone that was only a little cheaper than Apple's most expensive flagship. Are either of the phones worth taking a look at? Let GetTechMag try to help, as we compare the specs and features of the iPhone 5C and Moto X. Size: no huge differences here, though the Moto X is a little bigger. It's 4% taller and 10% wider. Neither phone is going to win any awards for thinness, as each brings a fair amount of bulk to the table. Weights are nearly identical, with the smaller iPhone 5C adding just a little extra heft. Build: both phones are made of plastic, and both are sold in a variety of colors. The biggest difference is that Motorola lets you visit the Motomaker website, and design your own from 252 color combinations. The biggest minus there is that AT&T has an exclusive on Motomaker for the time being. Other carriers should jump into the fray later this year. The iPhone 5C is sold in 5 different colors: green, blue, yellow, red, and white. Display: the iPhone 5C has a smaller screen, only giving you 72% as much screen area as the Moto X. That's somewhat tempered by the Moto X's always there on-screen navigation bar though. iOS apps get to use every inch of the iPhone's display. Pixel densities are in the same ballpark. There are much sharper smartphone screens out there, but both of those handsets are still more than solid in that department. Processor: we haven't confirmed the cores and speed of the iPhone 5C's A6 chip, but the above numbers are pretty safe bets. Our reasoning? Well, the iPhone 5 runs a dual-core A6 clocked at 1.3 GHz, and the iPhone 5C is basically an iPhone 5 in a plastic shell. We'll update this post, of course, if there are any surprises. RAM: another minor liberty, as we haven't confirmed that 1 GB in the 5C, but we'd be shocked if anything was different here. If all is as expected, then the Moto X doubles the iPhone 5C's RAM. Storage all even here. But, just like the Motomaker customization, the 32 GB Moto X is an AT&T exclusive for now. Neither phone supports microSD cards. 4G LTE: no worries here, both phones support speedy 4G LTE data. NFC: Apple hasn't yet bothered with near-field communication in any of its iPhones. The Moto X's Motor Skip accessory is one imaginative use of NFC. It's a small clip that you tape your phone against to skip entering your passcode. Anyone who doesn't have your Moto Skip will need your code to open the floodgates. Cameras: the Moto X's camera may have more pixels, but it doesn't take better shots. The iPhone 5C's camera should be the same as the iPhone 5's, and we think it gives you much better images than the Moto X's somewhat disappointing camera does. The best thing about the Moto X's camera is the way you activate it. Twist your wrist a couple times, and the camera app will launch. It works whether your phone is sleeping or whether you're in the middle of a really intense Candy Crush level. Battery: the 5C's battery is one of the few changes from its progenitor, the iPhone 5, according to an FCC filing sniffed out by an ANTJ. We'll have to wait to test the 5C's actual battery life, but the Moto X will be hard to beat there. Motorola advertises up to 24 hours, which may be a stretch, but we were impressed nonetheless with its longevity. Hands-free voice: the iPhone 5C may give you Siri, but the Moto X's Google Now voice control has a unique look, no hands aspect that the iPhone can't match. Train your Moto X to recognize your voice, and anytime you say "OK, Google Now," your phone's voice control will be at your beck and call, no touching necessary. Software: the iPhone 5C runs the new iOS 7, with its flat design, control center quick settings toggles, and AirDrop local file sharing. The Moto X runs, more or less, Stock Android, though it's a full version behind the latest, Android 4.3. Pricing: as of now, the Moto X costs an extra $100 with a new 2-year contract. We'd expect that to drop a little before the holidays kick into full gear though.